I'm gonna show you 6 technical Windows 10 tips in a fun way, and we're starting right now. Tip number 1. Copying the content of an error message. Whenever you have an error message, you can copy the content and paste it into Notepad, for example. Let me show you how it's done. Let's type something to create an error message. Now that you have an error message, what you need to do is click the error message and do a Ctrl+C. Then you can open Notepad and just plainly do a Ctrl+V. Tip number 2. Windows 10 has a built-in ransomware protection. Its purpose is to protect your most important folders and files from being encrypted by a ransomware. Let me show you how you can turn it on and easily use it to protect your files. Click the Start button, then Settings, go to Update and Security, Windows Security, and then click Virus and Threat Protection. Scroll down and click Manage Ransomware Protection. Now just turn on the Controlled Folder Access. If you click the Protected Folders option, you will see the list of all the protected folders. So here's how it works. Whenever you try to save a file in one of those folders, the system will allow it. But whenever another process will try to write into these folders, it will stop it and alert you. Let me show you an example. I am creating a text file and saving it into the Documents folder, which is on the list of protected folders. As you can see, the file is saved and there are no errors or messages whatsoever. Now I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I'm doing it using the command prompt instead of doing it directly. I'm moving to the Documents folder and I'm creating a file using the command prompt. You can see that my save has failed and there is an error message. There is also a message from the Virus and Threat Protection stating that an unauthorized change has been blocked. You can allow this block by clicking the message, choosing the block from the list, and using the Actions drop-down to choose the action that you would like to perform. In this case, Allow on Drive. Now, let's try to create the file again using the command prompt. Here you can see that there are no error messages, the file has been saved, and there are no alerts. Tip number 3. Windows 10 has a keyboard full of emojis. Let me show you how to activate it. Right-click the taskbar and choose Show Touch Keyboard button. Your touch keyboard will be enabled and will show up on the bottom right section of your screen. Click the keyboard icon and then click on the emoji button to display the list of available emojis. Here's an example to how these emojis actually look like. Open a Word document and click the touch keyboard. Now click the emojis icon and go crazy with those emojis. Tip number 4. You know when you copy something with Ctrl+C and you paste it with Ctrl+V, you always paste the last item you copied. Well, there's actually a setting in Windows that you can activate to have multiple copies which you can then paste. Let me show you how to activate this setting and then let's play with it a little bit. Press Start, then press Settings, System, and then choose Clipboard. Activate the clipboard history. I prepared a notepad with some text inside it. Let's try it out. I'm marking each line of text and then doing Ctrl+C to have multiple items in my clipboard history. Now, instead of Ctrl+V, let's hold the Windows key and the letter V to see our available items. I can choose any of those items and press Enter to apply them. Tip number 5. Which folders do you see in the Start menu? Your user, the documents, pictures, settings, and power. What if you want to edit this list? How would you do that? There's actually a setting in Windows 10 that allows you to do it. Let me show you. Press Settings, Personalization, Start, then click the option that says Choose which folders appear on Start. You can choose any of the available options to appear in your Start menu. I'm gonna choose everything and let's see how it looks like. You can see that everything I chose is now on the Start menu. Tip number 6. BGInfo is a small software that creates a background picture with essential information about your computer. Information like the computer name, IP address, operating system version, and more. You can edit any field as well as the font and background colors. And you can place it in your startup folder so that it runs and updates every time you restart. BGInfo simply writes a new desktop picture and exits. No need to worry about its resources consumption or interference with other applications. Let's download and install it, and I'll show you what it can do. You can download it for free from this website. The link is in the description below. Click the download button, and once downloaded, unpack it. What you need from here is just this one single file called bginfo64. This file is for a 64-bit operating system. So let's go ahead and create a folder somewhere on our disk and copy that file into the new folder. Double-click the file to run the application. You'll see a countdown on the top right. Just click anywhere inside the app to stop it. You'll see a list of parameters on which the operating system can display information. Just go ahead and delete anything that you don't need. Click the background button to see the available background options. Click the three dots button to choose your background. Make sure the option to make wallpaper visible behind text is checked. Click the preview button to see how it looks like. Click the preview button again to close the preview. To apply the new background and close the application, press OK. The background picture will be saved in the following folder. This is something that you can change in the application settings. If you want this background to be updated every time you restart your computer, you need to add this application to the startup. So let's go ahead and do that. If you get a warning message when trying to copy the shortcut into the startup folder, just create the shortcut on your desktop and copy it into the startup folder. Let's change back the background, sign out and sign in again, and we'll see what happens. The application runs when you restart your computer and creates the new background. You can see the counter on the top right. When the counter is done, the application will close and you'll see the new background. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.